Hey, we are reviewing for summative number 9. The first question is about parametrics. I am assuming you're all going to do it on your calculator. So I'm going to put my calculator in degrees and parametrics. Someone could hit the light switch next to the door so you can see better. All right, so I'm in degrees and parametrics, and just the one closest to the phone. We need to type the equations in. Extra copies are probably back there, but I hope people didn't take a copy today if they already had one. This was handed out last time we were together, whatever day that was, Monday. Okay, x, it says the rule right here is 3t minus 2, and the y rule is t squared minus 1. And remember, the big deal for these is that when you go to the window, you have to tell it, if you want to see the endpoints correctly, you have to tell it the t window to use, which is defined right here. So for this one, it's -2 to 2. All right. For your X and Y window, guys, even on the quiz, you've given a sheet of graph paper, it's -10 to 10, -10 to 10. It doesn't fill up the whole graph paper, so if you wanted a smaller window, that would be fine. What did I just do? You want your t-step to be 0.1. That's not a good plan, Hofbauer. All right, so I got something like that. Little smile. Yes, everybody good? Any questions? Okay, 2 things you have to indicate. You can trace along to find the points on there, or you could look at the table. The table, while it's helpful, will not tell you the endpoints. You have to know that they occur at -2 and +2 for a t value. So the endpoints are at -8, 3 and +4, 3. Is that right, guys? Anybody getting that? I didn't bother to fill the table in, but I think it's at negative, I don't have a cursor, lovely. -8, 3 and +4, 3. And how low did it go in the middle of there somewhere? Anybody? -2, -1, so it did cross. Okay. And it's a curve, it's not a V. You got some more points in there. Okay. But you have to know that it ends at those 2 places based on this fact, right? So the endpoints occur at -2 and +2. Is that what they were? I can't remember for sure. What does this mean? Indicate orientation with arrows. Okay, it started over here on the left, right? Okay, but your arrows should not be out at the ends because it doesn't continue, it ends. Any questions on that one? All right, how do we eliminate the t? We have these 2 equations. I even gave you a hint. Yeah, we want y equals when we're done. So where this one said t squared minus 1, what am I going to put in there? I got to rearrange that. X plus 2 equals 3t. So x plus 2 over 3 equals t, and then substitute that in here. Okay. You could write that x plus 2 quantity squared over what? 9, or put a 1/9 out in front. But I'm fine with you leaving it like this, okay? Any questions? All right. This is the reason this question is on the quiz again, because this did not go well for some of you. A bunch of people left it blank. I don't know that it was in this class, but These are on your reference sheet, the formulas, okay? This is t times the velocity times the cosine of the angle. And this one is negative 16t squared, and that's not how it's written on your sheet. It says negative 1/2 g, right? And I'm not doing it in the order it is on there either, I'm sorry. T times the velocity times sine plus the initial height. Something like that is what it says on your sheet. All right, so anybody read the question yet? We're going to have a t, and what's our velocity that we kicked the ball at? 45 times the cosine of 51. And then back here we have negative 16t squared plus t times 45 times the sine of 51. Sorry, that's a mess. Can't read it. Plus 0.7. All right, I'll type it and then you can put it on the screen. It'll be a little better. All right, gentlemen, could you be doing this, please? 45 cosine 51, is that right? Was it 0.7 or plus 0.7, right? Off the ground? Okay. Thank you. I do. Garbage, garbage, garbage. Should have put it first. Well, we need to be able to set a window. Okay, if I put this, does that help anybody? I don't know. Anyway. Okay, what do we have to think about when we're making the window? Okay, t is time, so 0 to however long it takes the ball to come down. I think I'll start with 5. See if that's enough, okay? X is what? How far away it goes, right? What does it say if we read the rest of the question? Doesn't it say something about 40 feet away? So I don't know, I'll put 60 just in case, okay? And this is how high it goes. I am going to leave it negative, and I'm going to try 50. I don't know. Oh, not too bad. Could be a little further out. Okay, thanks. And this is a little high, but... Whoa, what did I do? Okay, just give me a second here. Oh, 3. All right, something like that. So here's my window-ish. So the question asks, how high is the ball when it is 40 feet away from Danny? Anybody need help before? Everybody got it to work? Okay, because again, like I said, this did not go well on the quiz. Okay, when it's 40 feet away, so I want X to be 40 feet away. Somewhere in there. How high is the ball? 17 or 18 feet up, right? Somewhere between there. Is that not what you're getting? For what? When did you got X to be exactly 40, or what did... I don't... I... What's your T? But 0 to 5 by 0.1, or you have something smaller? Okay, that doesn't matter. By 0.1 though? Okay, and when you traced, you're tracing, right? Okay, and when you trace, you got it to land on 40? Okay, something's wrong with your equation, I think, or mine. Okay, so mine must be wrong. T 45 cosine 51 negative 16 t squared plus T 45 sine 51 plus 0.7. So what's your T value? All right, well, clearly something is wrong with mine then. Can someone see what I have typed in? Yeah. Anybody see what's different on mine? Because you guys are at 1.2, right? Okay. Are you in degrees? That'll do it. Okay. Okay, we figured that out. You're supposed to be in degrees. Okay. So at 40 feet, I'm at like 17 or 18. Yeah. If you wanted to get closer, you could do, 1.42 and see what happens. There, I'm closer to 40, but it's about 18 feet. Okay. Will it enter the net if the height of the goal is 10 feet at 40 feet away? It's going to go over. All right, so there's a question like that. It might be, soccer. It might be she hit a ball. Is it a home run? There's a fence, whatever. It's a question like that on the quiz. All right. And it's not close, guys. It's not like I'm going to ask you, does it clear a 5-foot fence? And you have to figure out it's at 4.98 versus 5.01 because it's not that accurate. Do you know what I'm saying? It'll be clearly over or clearly under. All right. Moving on, what do we need to talk about this kind of stuff? Just go through them quickly or not? How many jelly beans total? 24, is that right? Okay, I'm not going to bother to reduce, but you should reduce on the quiz. Does that make sense? Okay, blue or green are winners. 16 total winners, right? Not a blue or green. So 8 winners. Is that right? What's the probability that 3 red are chosen on 3 draws without a replacement? So first red is 8 out of 24. Second red, if we didn't put one back, is 7 out of 23. 6 out of 22. Do you understand? No, you should do it out and reduce it on the quiz. I just don't know what it comes out. Let's see. This goes in here 4 times. I don't know. I have it on my key. 7 over 253. All right. Probability on 3 red in a row with replacement. So what's the probability every time, guys? 8 out of 24, which is 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, which would be 1/27. All right, there is an odds question on the quiz. All you got to know is the definition of odds and you should be good to go. What's the definition of odds? Yeah, winners to losers or favorable to unfavorable or whatever you want to say. Red jelly bean on 1 try. So it would be red to non-red, which would be 1 to 2. Did I do that right? Okay, we good? Moving on. What's the probability of successful football season? If the probability is 0.6, what's the probability the next 3 seasons are all considered successful? 0.6 times 0.6 times 0.6, assuming each season is independent of each other, right? Is that 0.216? Okay, that one I would understand where that I don't think I put football season on the quiz. I just made this up for practice. Because that's really not independent of each other because you have some carryover of players, right? This the surgery, I think it's as a surgery question on your quiz, that is independent, right? Because it's a whole new patient. Okay, so if they've figured out the probability of success is 0.85, what is the probability that both of the next 2 operations, ooh, this one says are not successful? 0.15 would be not successful, right? So if the next 2 would be 0.15 times 0.15, which is like that. Oh, okay. Thank you. I'm like, I wrote 2.5. What are you yelling at me for? 2.25. Gotcha. Sorry, guys. Okay. Ms. D goes to pick out an outfit. She has 8 pair of pants, 12 tops, and can wear sandals, heels, or clogs. How many different outfits can she make? What are those? Cute. Cute is the word. Those are cute. Okay. All right. What else do you call them? Slip-ons? I don't know. In my day, they were called clogs. Okay. Sandals, heels, or clogs is a choice of 3 footwear, right? 288, maybe? Is that right? Yeah, because 8 times 3 is 24, and 12 times 12 is 144, and twice that would be 288. I don't know. Okay. How many ways can you choose a president, vice president, and treasurer from a class of 50? You could do permutations, but in my mind, you're just picking 3 things that can't overlap. So it's 50 times 49 times 48. Does that make sense? Yeah, don't ask me to do that one in my head. 2,400 times 49. Yeah. What is it? 117. Like that? Thank you. Okay. It's not with or without replacement really, because the denominator isn't changing, it's just one thing. It's permutations are when someone can't be chosen repeatedly, but when choosing the same 3 people in a different order would count differently. Whereas this question B says 5 cheerleaders can be chosen from a group of 15. How many different cheerleading squads can be formed? We only want to count choosing that set of 5 girls one way. We don't want, or boys. We don't want to count like A, B, C, B, C, A, D, B, C, A, C, D. Those all don't count differently. Does that make sense? Yes. Yes. This one is order doesn't matter. What does this usually say on a quiz, guys? Committee or something, right? It could say a team of something, but it doesn't matter what order, you're still on the team. Okay. I don't know what that answer is. Should be smaller. What is it? It should be a C, not a P. Did you do permutations? Is this right? Okay, moving on. Jalen bought a book from bookstore. You just have 5 probabilities. Book was 20% off. So out of the 200 books on the table, Jalen picked one that was 20% off. That would be 63 out of 200. I'm not reducing. You need to reduce on a quiz, but don't need to do it now. Book was a hardback or 50% off. So this counts, this counts, this counts, and this counts. Yes? Everybody see what I'm talking about? All the hardbacks, and so that would be 89. Okay, was a hardback and 50% off. That's what? Just, whoa, sorry, I didn't mean to erase that. That's just the 35 out of 200 that's in that one box right there. Okay. Guys, when it says given, that tells you the denominator. Okay? So was a paperback given its 30% off? That means the denominator is the 30% off, which is 88. How many were paperbacks out of that 88? Okay? Book was 30% off, given it's a hardback. Okay, given it's a hardback means the denominator is what? 75, and 30% off was 22. Questions? I can make up some more if we need to, but we're running out of time real fast here. Okay, binomial probability. And it does say this right at the top of this section on the quiz. What does that mean you're using? Didn't do your homework? It's been a while. It's binom PDF. Okay, which is choice A on your calculator. And it's written on your reference sheet. It even tells you what that stands for. But what it stands for is, what do you put in first? Number of trials. So how many at bats? 8. P is the probability of success, which is 0.285. X is the number of times you want it to happen, which is 2. So it's binom PDF 8.285 to CDF is combined probability if you're going to do, if you want it to count down. So you wanted it to say what's the chance of 0, 1, or 2 hits. Then you would use the CDF, okay? I would suggest you don't use CDF. Even for this question 9, I would suggest you just show the work. What is the chance if the probability she arrives on time is 0.85? What is the probability she's on time at least for the next 5 days? At least means it works if she's there 4 days, and it's true if she's there 5 days on time, right? So we're going to do binom PDF 5 tries, 0.85, 4 days, and then 5 tries, 0.85, 5 days, and then add those two probabilities together. I'm just going to cheat and go back and type here over this. Three, yes. I feel more confident of my answer if I just did the 2. I didn't make you do like 6 of them and add them all up, so it's not worth getting yourself all confuzzled. What's the chance that she's there on time both of either 4 or 5 days? Oh dear, I forgot to put the plus in. Someone have it? It was 0.392 and 0.444 roughly. So when you added those, it was about 0.83. Is that what you said? Good enough? Okay. All right, expected values on there. Anybody remember how expected value goes? Is it on your reference sheet? Any kind of definition of expected value? No? Okay. The probability of success times the amount you would get plus the probability of failure times the amount you would lose. Remember that? Okay. So 500 tickets sold for $2 each, yes? One ticket will win you $7.50. So probability of success is 1 out of 500. Probability of failure is 499 out of 500. Okay. What is the losing amount? Minus $2. What is the winning amount? 748, really, we should pick? Okay, since it's multiple choice on this one, I'm pretty sure you could put in 750 and you'd be all right. Why is it 748 really, though? Because you still had to buy a ticket, so 748 divided by 500 minus 2 times 499 divided by 500. I got choice G, negative 50 cents. Yes? Okay. Guys, this also works, just to tell you, if you just pretended to buy every ticket. Okay? If you bought everything in the raffle, so you did 500 times negative 2, and then you would automatically win the 750, so you put plus 750. Okay? That's your $250 in the hole. And that's split out over those 500 tickets, gives you negative 50 cents. So that's another way to think about it, if that makes more sense to you. It is per ticket. The average loss per ticket is 50 cents. Okay. At a raffle, 100 tickets were sold for $5 each. Okay. So this time there's 2 prizes. So 1 out of 100 is going to win something. 1 out of 100 is going to win something else. And the remaining, 97 out of 100? Are going to all lose $5, yes? Okay. One person is going to win $9.95 and one person is going to win $2.95. Did I do that right, guys? It is 98. 2 winners, so this is 98 out of 100 are losers. Thank you. Well, we're not doing separate, like, what's the chance they won the first prize, second prize. We just want the average result overall, okay? So they're going to draw 2 tickets at once for that, if it's going to make a difference to you. But I got a positive 8. Did anyone else get that? Okay, so do it the other way you can do it. If you bought all 100 tickets at $500, negative $5, okay, you're $500 in the hole, right? But you're going to win what? Both winners, which is 1,300, So you get $800 to the good, okay? Which split out over 100 tickets would be $8 each, okay? Yeah, this is a raffle you should play. Matter of fact, you should buy all the tickets, right? You'll come out $800 to the good per $8 per ticket. All right. The next section is descriptive stats. Which of these is a discrete variable? I don't think this is actually on the quiz. No. Okay. Discrete variable means whole numbers only. The way I think of it, okay? Whole numbers only. Number of female babies born, right? Okay. So degrees in the degrees of temperature you could measure as to the nearest tenth or hundredth of a degree. Thickness of a bolt you could measure to the nearest, thousandth of a whatever, millimeter or centimeter or 1/64th of an inch or whatever you're going to do. Height of a tomato plant could be measured in smaller units. Okay. We need to plug this in, and we're going to do a whole bunch of stuff with the same set of data, and I put it on this way on the quiz so that you don't have to mess around, okay? I'm going to put my calculator back in function mode because I just feel better with that in function mode. You can do this in parametrics, it won't matter. So stat enter. I'm going to clear out all my lists at once. Oh, just kidding. You're going to use these for a whole bunch of questions, so it will be worth your time on the quiz to proofread your list quickly. Make sure you have it all typed correctly, which I hope someone is watching because I'm not paying any attention. Did I get them in right? Is there 10 of them? All right. First thing it asks about skewedness. What do we want to do? Okay, so we're going to turn on a stat plot. I'm going to start with the histogram, which is the bar graphy looking one. I want this to say list 1. That's where mine is stored. And then I'm going to do a zoom stat. And you have to know how to do all that. Don't ask me for help. This definitely looks skewed. Which way is this called? Yes, positive or right. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and look at the box and whisker plot just because I want to show you that you can turn from one to the other. You would just go to the next one on the choice there and then do a new zoom 9. And it is, again, way longer whisker on the right, yes? Okay, so that choice would be C. How are you going to explain this? You could draw me a little sketch and say the tail is dragged to the right. Most of the data is on the left. I used a histogram, or the right whisker is much longer on a box and whisker. It does ask you how, okay? Tomorrow? I want to know that you didn't guess, that you looked at something. Yes. Okay. All right, then it asks you to do a bunch of stuff down here. How do you find all that stuff? One variable stats, which is stat, area to, or over to the right to calculate. One variable stats, make sure you don't have a frequency list in. Everything is in list 1. And then it asks for the mean, which is 125.9. It asked for the sample standard deviation, and I put right on there which one I wanted. And then you scroll down to find the rest of the 5-number summary stuff. Okay, does it have an outlier? How do you know? Well, if you don't know how to turn on the box and whisker plot, it would be harder to tell, and an explanation would be kind of complicated. You could honestly, with this set of data, they're all pretty close together except for that 200, right? So you could just say, yes, the 200 is an extreme value or very far away from the rest of the values or something. But it's also okay to say I turned on the box and whisker plot, the one with the little things coming out of the robot's head, right? And it showed that there was one value out here that is an outlier beyond the end of the whisker, that it moved. It threw that value out, called it an outlier. Any questions on that? All right, this is on your formula sheet. Do you have the formula sheet that shows this definition? It says a z-score is the value minus the mean divided by the standard deviation. Did I do that right? Somebody better check me. Okay. It's a formula. It's right on the sheets. I don't know if you missed the day we went over this stuff, but this is normal distribution stuff, okay? So this says what is the score x if z is, so all this is working a formula backwards. So 1.88 times 5.2 plus 53. Anybody get an answer? About 62.8, 62.776, something like that. Okay. 16, recruits for security position must take a stress test. The scores are normally distributed. That's your hint that you're using the normal distribution on the calculator. Okay. With a mean of 400, standard deviation of 100. What percent are between a 300 and a 600? Okay, this question I will take 2 answers. You can do it on the calculator or you can use empirical formula. It says a mean of 400, a standard deviation of 100. So this would be 500, 600, 700. Remember this? 300, 200, 100. Okay. What percent will fall between a 300 and a 600? So using empirical formula, this is half of 95 and this is 34, or this is 34, 34 and 13.5. Is that what it says on your sheets? Okay. So 68 and another 13.5 is what? Okay. Now, anybody remember where it is on your calculator? Because you get a slightly different answer. Okay. It is second vars. We're doing normal but it's a range of values, so you want the combined probability that goes from, what were our range of values? 300, 600. The mean was, thank you, and the standard deviation was 1, right? Oh. Okay. Notice you get a slightly different answer. This is more exact, okay? The other is using that rounded rule that we're memorizing. I will take either one of those answers. Please don't just put 81% though, okay? Should be one of those answers for a question like that. Out of 5,000 randomly recruits, about how many would score? Okay, what do you have to do here? This doesn't want a percent, it wants out of 5,000. Yeah, so it's just 5,000 times 0.815 or 5,000 times 0.8185 or whatever crazy decimal you got. So I have 4093. Or 4075, yes? And it really should be one of those, okay? Shouldn't be anything in between because you should be using it. I mean, it could be off by 1 depending how you rounded that second one. All right. In a normal distribution with a mean of 70 and a standard deviation of 3.8, find the probability that a randomly selected value will fall between 67 and 67.5. Is that the same question we just did, just worded different? Yes? Okay. So norm, CDF, what was it? I covered it up. Somebody help me. And then 77.5. That's the one I can see. And 70 and 3.8. Now, can you use empirical formula for this one? You're not counting by 3.8s, right? Counting by 3.8s out isn't going to give you these exact values, so you need to use your calculator for this. You can put 0.76 or 76%, okay? But either move the decimal or don't. If you do, put the percent on. The scores on a standardized college entrance exam are found to be normally distributed. The mean is 85 with a standard deviation of 11. What percent scored between 85 and 107? Okay, same question. Is this the last section? Okay. 85, 107. What was it, guys? What's the mean? 85? I got 47.7%. Okay. Just one more time, the empirical rule. If this one was 85 and it's going up by 5, right? 90, 95, 100, 80, 75, 70. Says what percent would be more than 90? Well, this is 50, right? And this is 34. So 84 this way, so that leaves 16 to be above. Okay. What percent is less than 75? Well, this time we have a 13.5 in here. And a 34 and all of this, which is 50. So if we took 100% minus 13.5 minus 34 minus 50, 2.5% should fall down here. It does not, it only goes out 3 standard deviations. Okay, if you wanted everything below, it's a little bit higher than that, than what's going to say on there. Because they would tell you that this to here is 2.35, but it goes beyond there's another little bit to reach 100%.